And here we go. Are we capturing? Let me click over here. How's it going, everybody? Happy New Year's. That's wrong. Huh. Since when does it do that too? Oh no, the sound always went away when I clicked off. Sorry, fit to screen. There we go. We're back in business. Like I was saying, Happy New Year. We're here. We're ready. We're doing the things. Same shit. Different day. Different year. Oh, that's wrong. Hold on. I plugged my phone charger into my controller. There it is. That's my controller. Pressing the buttons, and there we go. Yeah, so I know we started up Uncharted, A Thief's End, but we said we were going to kind of interweave that with this. So we may not do it, every single day back to back to back to back like we usually do. Just because, I was craving a little variety. So we're back to Amalur. It's fine. It's not a problem. We're gonna finish Uncharted. The game's significantly shorter than this game. So it'll take us like 2 more days maybe to finish Uncharted. I just don't want that to come too soon. You feel me? All right. Things to be done. What quest are you? Okay, yeah, that's Rathir. That's where a lot of places, or a lot of quests wanted us to go. That's expansion stuff. Excuse me. Learn the password. Where's that one? Okay, that's over there as well. I know that one's over there. That one is over there as well. Okay, then yeah. I think we've pretty much searched these areas. Yeah. Let's make our way up. No fast travel point right there, huh? All right. Like always, gotta remember how to play this game. Are these people that we killed like 2 weeks ago? It feels like we haven't streamed for like 2 weeks, but what has it been, like 3 days? We were celebrating the holidays and the new year, all the things. Oh yeah, okay, spells. I remember how to play. Ah, shit. Looting too fast. I'm just walking by, no reason to attack me, anyone. Now, wait a second. You see that? Yeah, it was pointing to a quest over here. Hey. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. Okay? No, sir. My cat's doing the thing where he... Oh, yeah, okay, that's that. He jumps up and down, because it's a game. Well, maybe we don't have to mark it. Looks like there's a book over here. Ooh. And once I tell him no, sir, and put him on the ground, he jumps up and just runs as fast as he can to the back of my computer. Because I can't grab him from back there. He's sick. And a jerk. Oh. There we go. Yeah, you tell that scuttlebug who's boss. I'll fight the, you know, real enemies, you jerk. Oh? An old sword of remarkable craftsmanship lies embedded in the stone. Examine the sword. Yeah. Embedded in the stone, and ice and gem is clasped in the pommel of frost webs the blade. Stone's grip is strong. It does not seem likely to let the sword grow. Let the sword go. Pull it out. You pull as hard as you can. You feel the sword shift just a hair. Continue. Oh, try pulling it out. Pulled free from the stone. Okay. Word. Done. Easy. Okay. It's not great. What does it look like? Okay, that's a cool looking sword. Back to our crazy thing. Wow. That's dope though. Unique sword, just kind of like chilling. Out in the world. Hello? The scuttlebug? Really? I don't think I've ever seen those things just attack me. That was weird. Whoops. We're gonna put him away so he doesn't attack these cows. What's up, guy?
You look like you've been in some tight spots. There's a bounty out on a damn set of deserters. What do you say?
Oh, yeah. Sure.
My full crew of fresh recruits had the gall to get fully equipped on our gold coin before they up and ran. The turntails, arms, and armor we can do without. But I'm afraid we also gave each crew a bottle of bog staunch. That's what I need recovered.
Oh, not bog staunch. Bog staunch?
Cure for a sickness that strikes some the moment they enter Cluricon. Devilish hard to make. We can't have fool deserters running off with any.
Okay. I'll get them for you.
I thought you looked the sort. The fools are run off down the coast. They'll be hiding here and there where they can, I imagine.
Sorry, I just noticed that I can't see, so I'm gonna clean these glasses. Look at the side of this guy's face. Do it. Alright. That's better. Where are they?
Up and down the Tawili coast, I think. Hiding where they damn well can.
Okay. Where are they hiding? Wherever they can. True. I don't disagree with you. I just think it's a shitty lead.
Did you think the whole army was across the water in Chloricon? No, I'm afraid some of us are stuck here in Dole Arn and Rathir.
I just came to shop, lady. Keep all the talky talk to yourself. Happy New Year, Mill. How's it going? How goes? Hope it's great over there. Hope it's great for everybody. I was walking out of a place and this lady stopped me and was like, she hit me with some numerology. It's like, it's a 7 year. It's going to be a good year. I was like, word, for sure. But I took that as a sign from the universe. Okay, we're not going to go through that. That it will be a great year. It'll be a year, you know. There will be some ups, there will be some downs. Finally got you a bottle of booze. Word, word. We busted open the champagne last night. bit of the old champagne. Oh, look, there's another quest to grab up here.
Faces in the market these days.
Excuse me, Scuttlebug. Those things have started attacking me. I don't know what the problem is.
What am I going to do? I've got to be going, but I can't. And I can't go back to Doveyan, but I must.
Why you gotta leave?
The war, my friend. The war. I've been
Understandable.
called. The truth is, I should have been gone days ago.
Oh, you got
Only
drafted?
I'd be
Never
far
mind.
more eager for the adventure if I had my family arms with me. They're in there, Doveyan.
I'll get you your arms. Yeah, I don't have any questions. It doesn't seem
You're
anything
serious, aren't you?
hairy or crazy.
Well, with any luck, the old staff and talisman are still in one piece back there, though I have my doubts. I'd pay just
Why
to
are
know
all
if
these
they are
staffs
or
and
not.
talismans
Thing
like
is, Doveyan's an official
in games
army
like this?
post
They're
now.
always
To
like
get in, you'll need an officer's
deconstructible.
pass.
They're always like Lego pieces. Yeah, you need to go get my staff, and it comes in 4 pieces that can come apart and be put back together pretty easily. It's like, stop that. It's a sharing whiskey between me and my neighbor, because me and him finished off one of his bottles, and he gave it to me, so I'm giving back from what I was gifted. Oh yeah, totally. One of somebody else I know got a gift from their neighbor, and I was like, man, I love that when like you have that whole, you know who lives next to you, and like you don't even have to be like best buds, but you know you're cordial and you say hey, you like watch each other's place, you know, gift. It's dope. It's dope. It's been weird around here because that's what it was. That's kind of what it was like where I live right now. And then we had like a surge. It's still kind of going on of people moving to the area and people moving away. And so like, I don't know. It's more, I don't want to say modern, but city people, you know, so they don't really converse with their neighbors at all. Like, I don't know who lives around me now, and that's kind of strange. It's just different. How can I get your family arms?
Well, you need to get into Doveyan.
Oh,
For
yeah,
that,
okay, you told me
you'll need
that.
an officer's pass.
Ah, okay.
You might steal, borrow one, or get hold of a forgery. Mooncamp might be good for that. Hurry if you can. They
You might
find me
steal,
anywhere.
I didn't say that. Who said steal? What are you talking about? Who are you? Who are you? Oh, I didn't mean to change the quest. Shit. Okay, well, we've got a bunch of quests around us now. I wanted to look at my inventory. We're at 86 there. That goes in there. That's his quest. What's up here? More deserters. I think we're going to go north and get those deserters real fast, because I love dessert. What if that's what deserters meant? What? Holy shit. Oh, I guess, I guess there were ripples in the water right there. We're just deserters. You left the army? No, we always get dessert after dinner. Give me that. Off we go. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna lead us to a new area. Kia, you fucks. Oh shit. Just noticed. Okay. Okay. No, you're good. You're good. Hakaplow. Now we're just gonna go off. Whoever's around. Using heavy armor with fey blades and staves. Word. That's what's up. I was thinking about that. Like, fey blades seem really dope. And I think the first time I played this, barely apparently. There we go. Why? Oh, we don't have enough mana. Okay, so we need to use this. I think that might have been something. Well, I think I went finesse sorcery. I don't think I was using heavy armor. But yeah, I was like using magic, heavy armor to like, again, using a little bit of the might stuff to not get staggered. And then being able to use like poison and dread that comes with the finesse sorcery builds. That would be fucking awesome. Lots of replayability to this game because of stuff like that, like the different builds that you yourself can put together. Because it's not only, you know, where are you going to put your talent points, but like you're saying, what, you know, armor are you going to wear? What weapons are you going to use? And it's like, oh shit, are you going to use spells? How are you going to roleplay your character? You know, what, are you going to help people? Are you going to take the money and run? Yeah, you can always respec, and like you usually have a good amount of money from the get, so like it's not usually too bad to respec. I think it might cost me, because I've done it like 4 times already, just for my weapons too. I think it cost me around 30 grand now, but I have 111, and I mean, I basically just throw my money away. So yeah, we were saying that the other day when we were, oh, there we go. When we were streaming this, of if you wanted, like, I am a like kind of whole playthrough kind of person. So I'll decide what I'm going to play my character as, and usually kind of stick to it as long as I'm having fun. But this game, it's really easy to just kind of decide, like, oh, I don't want to be that Destiny. I don't want to do Might Destinies anymore. I want to go Finesse. I don't want to use Great Swords. I want to go Fey Blades. And I want to start using Magic. And it's like, okay, then just go put your points in that. You can switch at any point in time. An injection mod that gave me 1 million gold just so I could afford stuff. I mean, that's the thing too, though. Not only... I mean, that is totally one way to do it. No problem with that, whatever. Like, not knocking it in any way. I mod stuff. But, like, this game doesn't really hold money away from you. Like, I guess right at the beginning, it kind of makes you decide, like, do you want to sell stuff or do you want to salvage stuff? Because, you know, you can get materials. But really, salvaging's only good once you have, like, master blacksmithing. So before that point, you can kind of just sell everything. You know, like, and then there's that mercantile skill if you wanted to, like, role play into that. I know I've thought about doing that, where it was like, I'm going to do, like, a persuasion trader build kind of thing. Already played before, so I'm not really spoiling the fun. And I always say, too, like, there's no such thing as spoiling the fun. You know, like, if you're enjoying it, if you're cheating through the entire game, whatever that means, if you're using a walkthrough, if you're using mods, like, enjoy the game the way you want to enjoy it. The idea of spoiling fun is something made up by other people, so it's not a personal aspect thing. It's other people will tell you that you've spoiled your fun. You can't spoil your own fun if you're having fun. It's just not a possibility, you know, kind of thing. So never ever feel bad. Like, I always say save scumming whenever I, like, save and reload the game, but it's just the term we use. It's not really, like, how I feel about it. Like, this is a game where it's like, oh man, your choices really matter. But it's also a video game, and we're here to have fun and entertain ourselves, so I'm not gonna make myself do anything, summers, autumns, you know, out of pure principle.
The blossoms on my pearl tree
it's a video game.
Ceaselessly and wantonly
have
fair.
Fun.
Why today have they fallen like tears? A dark doubt whispers, these flowers will not come again.
It is a thing, like, in the video game, like, community, we've kind of agreed, like, this will spoil things. Or I'm one of those people where I'm like, even if someone, you know, happenstance tells me what happens at the end of a thing, I'm like, how could that spoil a 60-hour playthrough, a 70-hour play, a 100-hour playthrough? Like, don't I do other stuff? So why is knowing one aspect of the story a complete 100% spoiler of the game? Like, again, that, to me, that's just allowing other people to dictate how you have fun, which is so weird. I'm gonna play the game the way I want to play the game. If anybody wants to play the game the way they want to play the game, they can play the game. The good internet finally popped up on your Wi-Fi list. Hell yeah. Always want that good internet. That a good. My stream may be a little funky, like my bit rates may jump every now and again because we are like in the middle of a snowstorm.
We have a problem. Elund Karth refuses to send any troops to assist Melsen Shear.
What?
The old fool never would listen to reason.
We've got the piercing light though. Well, let's just say I'll change his mind.
I certainly hope so. We're going to need every sword we can muster. You can find him in the upper city, staring over the strait at Melsen Shear.
It disappears?
Well be at its
That's
funeral.
weird. Might look into trying to like manually connect. If you know all the information, like you don't have to choose it from a list, you can say like, I want to connect to this. Or whoever's router it is, like contact their tech support. Because that's not something you should just have to live with. I'm sure you're paying for that internet. You're paying for the equipment to use the Wi-Fi. All right, get on those guys. I hear great things about Spectrum and like terrible things about Spectrum.
They're in the city, but they can't join us unless Elund Karth grants
I
his
know
blessing
people
for
who
them to
like
go
are
with
like,
us.
thank God I have Spectrum
Agarth has
internet
gone
now.
to
And then I
reason.
know other people who are like,
He was a fine
I
fighter, as I
fucking call
recall,
Spectrum
but I do
every
not know
other
if his
month
diplomacy
with
is
problems.
practiced.
But it's technology. It's one of those things like
Well, who can I say?
we want it to be standard and kind of work the same for everyone, but
Fine.
when there's a problem,
You look
we
capable.
kind of just have to figure out
Stern
what
in
the problem
brow,
is.
proud of bearing.
You know, get it
Good.
fixed.
That's what we need to deliver these notices. You'll do it, won't you? You've got to do better than the last
At least Spectrum
fellow.
isn't
There's
AT&T.
pay.
Where
It's for the
I always
war
tell
effort.
people like wherever AT&T is, if they're like one of the only internet providers and people are actually using them, that's bad. You know, for the internet of the future, like for the standardization of things like really good internet, so like 5G Wi-Fi and things like that. AT&T and other certain ISPs like Suddenlink, they are actively working to have laws pass to lobby, you know, politicians to not upgrade internet. They actually want it to be bad, so you have to use them, and they can put the price of whatever they want. They don't compete in places like Colorado because there's too much ISP competition. So people like even Comcast, they have to give us good prices because you it's the only way you can compete. But yeah, in places where it's like just AT&T, they try to keep other people out and, you know, have a monopoly in those areas so they can charge you for really shitty internet and charge you like premium prices. And it's a strategy. Like they actually spend money to do that. I don't know about Spectrum at all, like where they stand on that thing. Oh yeah, Xfinity. The problem with Xfinity Comcast is that they are such a big company, and so like they're actually, you know, from what I've heard, they're actually like having to size down because there's so much competition, and because they're so spread out, they're a national company. They're not just in a specific area like a lot of these other Colorado ISPs. It's hard for them to keep up. Oh no, they're not a monopoly at all. AT&T 100%. Monopoly isn't so much how spread out you are. Like I said, with Comcast, that actually hurts them, because if an ISP is just Colorado based, they can definitely corner the market a little better. They can really pinpoint their customers. They don't have to worry about what people in Delaware want. You know, AT&T wants monopolies. AT&T wants to be the sole and only ISP in certain regions, and so they will have people. They'll lobby to politicians to write out laws to say there can only be, you know, a certain ISPs that offer certain services so that it doesn't disrupt the market. And AT&T has been able to do that down south, you know, pretty well. It's why a lot of people down south have super shitty internet, because there's usually one or two people who are offering it. It's not done well. They charge an extreme amount, and people aren't educated about the internet down there and how it is in other places of the world. And so they are taken advantage of. Spectrum used to be Time Warner, but it's still like, it's a split off branch. I don't think they're under the same umbrella anymore, but it's not as big. It's a smart move to do. Like, Time Warner doesn't really need another thing to worry about. You know, they can sell that off and say like, oh, now you own this piece of this thing that we have created. Now you can focus on the internet, and we just have made money. You know, that's a super smart move. But yeah, it sucks that we don't live in the type of society that just says internet is a, you know, human right nowadays. Like you need access to the internet to live in our society, and it needs to run well. Like it sucks that is not a priority to people. People are like, no, it's fine. But it's because people don't understand when you say a gigabyte internet, you know, gig up and down. People are like, I don't know what the fuck that means. And my internet is working just fine. But I've always said that's what keeps our technology shitty, is people not being educated about technology and saying, this is fine. Why do we need to upgrade? Because we can. We should push progress for progress's sake. We shouldn't stay in the Stone Age because it works. Like, that's not smart. What notices? Delivered where?
Notices of duty to denizens of Rathia selected to serve. The work can be hard.
I'm one of those people that, like, I've had
look the
amazing
part.
service with
I'll give you a list of
Comcast as far
names,
as,
and you
like,
get each of them to
it
accept their
working,
card.
and I've had a
Easy as
good,
that.
like,
Well,
price
what do you
point.
say? Will you do it?
I do have, I've said before, like, slips where I'm like, what is going on? But it's always when there's snowstorms. You know, I have to be a little more understanding in that sense of, like, when the weather is terrible. I have to take that into account. And that's the only time where my internet is, like, not running top notch. But I also, like, I do pay more for really good internet, but because of where I am, Comcast has to be competitive in that pricing. So I get gigabyte plus, like it's 1.5, almost like 2 gigs. I think it's like 1.8 now. Speeds, but I pay like $70. I know people who are on AT&T who pay like $110 and get half that speed. But it's because they, like, what's their other option? There isn't one. I'll do it.
Take these cards, deliver them to Runir Westnon, Maywin Wyvern Gif, Afendel, and Varen Seawine. Almain? Odd. All can be found in Rathir, and I can be found in the officers' hall on the burn when you're finished.
Word.
Now, be on your way.
I read an article about a guy who was being charged like a crazy amount from his ISP, and it was probably AT&T. I don't quote me on that, but he ended up just making an ISP.
Tell her.
Of course, everyone can't do that. That costs a lot of money. You need investors, but he knew enough people and had enough money like on his side where he just made another ISP, and it was in a place where, you know, he could do that. You know, there weren't any laws against it. You know, there wasn't a bunch of obstacles to cross in the area where he was doing it. And his ISP has taken off. Like, he is now like a huge owner of this new ISP and making millions of dollars. And it was just because he told the people that were trying to charge him more, like, fuck off. Like, you're straight up conning me. So I know how this works. I'll just make it myself and give everyone else better internet and pricing, and you immediately beat them out. But it's only if the people involved are educated about this stuff. Like you've got to know how much in the Stone Age you are. Otherwise, what's the problem? Like if you don't know that there's a problem, then you don't feel like anything needs to be fixed. But whenever it's like, this is the United States, you know, where at least I am, and it's like, we should be technologically on the, you know, first world area of the spectrum, and we just aren't. We're so fucking stupid in our traditionalist sense where we just won't move forward. We love our shit that we've been using, and it's like, that's just not smart. It's traditionalist, and it's ignorant. Like, again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, if it ain't broke, we can still upgrade it. If it ain't broke, we can still do it more efficiently. If it ain't broke, we can still create new technology. That thing doesn't have to not work in order for us to look at it again. That's why the infrastructure of like our country is fucked up, because we don't upgrade it until it fails. That's stupid. Betrayed by whom?
The lower tunnels. Go. Tell Selmy. No one else. Betrayed.
Yeah. Oh my god. There was nothing there. Howl in the white chairs. Okay, that was him just saying who it was. Word. All right. Whew. We're in another place, and it seems like there's a lot of side stuff going on.
Is there anything that can't be found here?
Curios, talismans, items of power.
Look at all these vendors. We're going to have to
Mages worth their salt. Buy from Leah.
really check everybody out, see if anybody's got an inventory upgrade. A doll? What do you do? Huh. Huh. I don't know what those do. +1. I can make better. I'm not against that. For 13K though? Nah, probably not. You can go.
Go forth, live boldly, then return to me.
All right, where are these other vendors? Seems like they're in buildings. So let's go here. Hello, hello.
You have come to Gwalchmay's goods, provisioner to all Rathir, to high and low, great house and sparrow alike.
Okay. Nothing, huh? What is this? The first 2 tiers for 19. Probably not. Are you a vendor? No, I would like to talk to you.
This is the sage crafting table. I can help you with gems and shards and the like. If you want general goods, you should speak to Master Gwalchmay over there.
Gwalchmay. Whoa. That is a shit ton of money.
Goodbye.
No thanks. I make epic gems. I'm sure your gems suck. I don't want to talk to you. Hello, hello. I love that guy. Hello, hello. What do you got in this desk? Where was that book? Is it under tasks? Did we finish this? Oh shit, we can go turn that in. Books. Books. Check them out.
Oh, there's no use. I've lost the keys. Now Gwalchmay'll have my head if I can't think up something fast. Say, you're not good with locks, are you? Would you help a poor fellow who's down on his luck?
Good with locks?
Yes, as in no need for keys. ace with a lockpick? Gwalchmay wants an old red ledger from the storeroom in the customs house.
So you want me to lockpick it?
Chest it's in. That is, yes. Although I don't know which one it is. But it's down there, somewhere.
Oh, don't worry your little head.
Nothing
I'll
in the
just
store
steal
ain't seen the
everything.
light of day in years. No one will mind if you pick a few locks before you find it.
Exactly.
Chamber of Trade basement.
Son of a bitch. Really? I have that much stuff on me? I probably do. What? Wait, it says 95 out of 100. How much stuff was he handing me? Want to keep the spirit weave. We want the dread scale. Get rid of those. Not my dread scale. I want all that stuff. Right, junk. Come on, 10 spots.
Head toward the keys.
Seriously, it was 5 lockpicks? What are you talking about? The game was like, you can't carry 5 lockpicks. You know how many lockpicks 5 lockpicks is? Is this where we just came from? No. So if we're the 3rd planet from the sun, does that make the entirety of our planet a 3rd world? Yes? In a perspective sense? You're a vendor. Okay.
Apothecary, alchemist, importer, and cultivator at your service.
If we're talking about position-wise... Now, if we were talking about, you know, the advancements of the universe, we don't really know. We don't really know. That's one of those things that, like, I laugh at. I would be like, oh yeah, haha, that's satirical, and it's funny to me. But you could say that to somebody and they'd be like, that's so fucked up. You're making fun of third world countries, and it's like, no, we're not making fun of third world. No, it's a play on words.
Welcome, friend, to the Luminary League.
Shower thoughts? Yeah, it's something like that. Like it doesn't, if you dig too deep, it's like, of course it doesn't, you know, make sense in the way that we're saying. But it's one of those like, ha, if you look at the words like this, isn't that funny? And it's like, yeah, it is. Good one. Okay. I think this is the other vendor we haven't been to.
Students of magic, masters of spells.
I love making my HUD smaller, but man, the mini-map is smaller. I can't fucking see.
I'll sell you weapons, but if it's armor you need, you'll have to speak to that husband of mine.
Oh, I'm actually looking for... Oh, you don't have... Oh, well, let's scroll down. Nope. Well, I mean, all that stuff... That's pretty good shit, huh? No, I think Azurite isn't that great, actually. That's... no. No, at night, gross. +1, gross. 12 physical damage. And this +1, maybe. No, gross. 12. 13, 8. I make better. 19. And 45. Nah, I think we're good.
Come see me again.
I will never come see you again.
Sif Sader at your service. Don't mind the racket. Just my wife at Harpy across the way.
A beautiful relationship you have. Okay, blacksmither. Oh, yeah, we can salvage. Get it out of here. 6v8. Okay, are we still on our book quest? No. Where's the book quest? And is that in town? It doesn't look like it. Where is that? Where is this? The upper city? Let me go check and see where that leads to.
Just look at it all.
Just look at it all. Oh?
Just another. The ships are all moored up until Elun's Karth says otherwise.
Okay, so not getting a book from here. We may get one up there. What's this one? Learn the password. Whoops. So many buttons. Okay, let's start from the side quests. Are you here? Is that you? Okay. Oh shit, you know what we really should do? We said we have this quest done. I should turn that in. I actually used the phrase, see you next year on December 31st and had 2 people tell me to fuck off. It's like a bunch of streamers would be like, last stream of the year. And people are like, oh my God. No, why is it the last stream of the year? 'Cause the year is ending, dummies. I'm excited for 2023. Hopefully it'll be the year of people being done with like bullshitting. This year it was funny to see people like everyone talking about like, yeah, we can finally go out again. Yeah, let's go do some stuff. Yeah, let's go out, everybody. Yeah, let's go do stuff for the holidays. Yeah. And then like the holidays came around and like come to like at least I would say around Halloween time, people were kind of done. Like everyone that I talked to is like, what are you doing for this holiday? You know, and it's like, nothing. I'm just chilling. It's like, oh, okay. What are you doing for Thanksgiving? Nothing. I'm just chilling. How about what's going on for Christmas? Nothing. Like everybody remembered how much they did like staying home, you know, a little bit. It's just a balance thing. No, I didn't. What about Jeff Bridges? Well, I heard, didn't he get like COVID and almost died? Did he actually die? Oh, okay. Yeah. I saw him on like a bunch of commercials for like his success and survival. And I was like, oh, good job, Jeff Bridges. Like, we love you. But I didn't know what was like actually happening to him.
Are dropping like flies, I hope.
Oh, that's dope. Sucks that we haven't killed cancer altogether yet, but cancer, it sucks. It's one of those things that like as much as we try and get rid of cancer, we live in that type of society where people will be like, I don't care who gives me cancer, it's my right to get cancer. But a lot of those things like smoking, you know, secondhand smoke is a thing, so you're actually hurting other people. But people are just like, I don't care, it's my right, it's America right, it's America right. Like I'd like to turn in my vials.
Well, just let me see how much I owe you. Well, there we are, all even. Would you like to continue helping me?
I'm gonna say I'm finished for now.
Very well. If you change your mind,
Yeah, I don't want tasks never go away in your quest list. Oh shit, they still don't go. Okay, we'll have it anyways. But if you're helping him, if you do his gather monster vials, he actually gives you 4 vials to hold on to. And I think they do they? I'm not sure. I was gonna say I think they take up a fucking inventory slot. And so I'm like, no, keep your vials to yourself. I don't want that. That shit away from me. You're super happy when I heard that because we need the dude. Jeff Bridges is one of those people too that's like, oh look, this motherfucker gave it to me anyways. What the hell? Yeah, he's one of those people that's like, he's authentic, I guess would be the best way. I was gonna say cool with being cool. Well, and not even just chill. Like, chill is great, but people can be, you know, terribly racist and chill. But he's one of those people who's really chill about being, you know, a big humanitarian, about caring for each other, about being your brother's keeper in the sense of, like, you know, having empathy and caring about other humans and like the good of the world and the environment. Like, he's one of those people that's like, we don't have to argue about it, man, but like, this is just the better deal and the smarter thing to do, and like, why not? You know, he's not telling anybody to go shoot anybody or like cancel culturing any of that bullshit. He's just like, no, you know, just if you're a good person and like you want to look out for everyone in your world, be cool. Fall asleep to his voice. It's one of those, I didn't like really know my grandfathers. You know, I only really knew only one was alive while I was alive, and he died when I was pretty young. But he's got one of those grandfather voices, you know, where you're just like, it's soothing because it's, I don't want to say it's not authoritative. It's parental, but it's like that safety and parental. Like, even if he was mad at you, he's not mad. It's that disappointed, you know? He still hopes the best for you.
Safe travels.
But why'd you go and do that, you know? But I like that, you know, he's chill, but he's still, when people throw that word passionate about when people speak and they have like an inflection in their voice, Jeff Bridges has a lot of inflection. Like when he gets into that, like, well, come on, man. Like, you know, he really does, like, he's got a lot of tone to his voice, a lot of movement.
You? How in the Erlich, that turncoat?
He's just old now.
Never should have
It's
trusted
what
a
it
liar
is
to
too.
commit murder. That's what murderers are for. What do you want?
Jesus Christ, you lied to everyone, Lord Crass.
Of course I did. I'm not the Lord of Dolve Arn. I'm not even from the Tawili coast. But what does it matter? I only did what I had to do. Don't we all? The Rathir authorities
Don't we all
have
just
to know.
do what we have to?
Keep this quiet and let me sail with this galley, and you can have the gold I received for the treasures of Koln. I am a man of my word. Most of the time.
No, we're a good guy playthrough. Enjoy prison. Grandpa said I disappointed him once. I never heard from him since. Oh my god. Well, I mean, that does suck, and in no way justifying that. Like, that's always terrible. But that was like a thing for older people, older generations, of like, it was okay to just write people off if you thought they were like, not even had wronged you, but did something they didn't agree with. You know, when people are like, shit, I mean, in very modern times, people saying like, oh, well, I opened up and told my family, you know, I'm homosexual and they don't speak to me anymore. And it's like, man, that fucking sucks. That's terrible. Like, why? How that makes sense? Like, what decision? I can understand, you know, certain decisions being like, I can't talk to that person. That person murdered my mother, you know, kind of thing. To be like, well, probably don't want to have a relationship with that person unless you do. I don't know, but Yeah, decisions like that where it has nothing to do with anyone else. And they're like, well, I just can't speak to you anymore. You know, something like that. Or like your job. Like, I'm going to be an artist instead of a doctor. Well, I'm not going to speak to you anymore. It's like, wow, what a dick. Enjoy prison.
No, you wretch. You will rue the day you betrayed Crass. Do you hear me?
You're not.
Come back.
But what? Come back. Oh, okay, that was it. No fight or anything. We were just like, no, you're going to prison, and he went to prison. Okay. Okay. This says I'm pretty sure this is DLC. But I'm not 100% sure. It's one of those quests that like you have right away. That's why I think it's DLC. And it says level 10 plus. It's like, hey, don't do this yet.
Back to sea.
From what I've read, people have said
This is the customs house.
it's kind of better to wait to do the DLC until after, like, in the prologue, you know, later on after you've beaten the main story. Because one of them definitely comes, like, after, you know, the story itself. And then the others, they just kind of said, you know, the weapons, while they look cool, the stuff you get might just be, like, better than anything else you get in the main story. So if you want to see everything in the base game and not, like, just skip it because it's shit compared to what you have, you know, just play the base game first. I'm not against that. I'm fine with that. There's a lot of game. There's a lot of game here. I know about the meddler.
Something tells me you're
What are you
that
fucking
meddler.
talking? 75%, dude. Oh. I'm sorry. Oh. Fucking XCOM percentages, dude. You have a 98% to succeed. You failed. Wow, I suck. Boom. Fucking asshole. Found a rapper who does parody songs, but also original songs, but his parody songs get me rolling because he just puts everything together perfectly. Did a gangster rap song over some classical music, made me laugh for like 30 minutes straight. Where? I've always said, like, I like music that can be funny. You know, music can be all these different things, and like we get so set in like different genres and stuff, like, well, it has to be about this, like you have to, it's got to be about, you know, the love of two people or those two people breaking up or you just being like, I don't give a fuck. And it's like, sometimes I like songs that can just make you laugh. Well, and yeah, Weird Al does like the parody thing, but like, you know, bands like Ween just has like funny songs. Like it's not even a parody. Or like I like Garfunkel and Oates as musicians. You know, they're hilarious. They are like a comedy duo, and like that's what they do. It really is like comedy, but it's songs that they've written and they're all pretty good. Damn it, do the thing. There we go. Waving my dick in the wind, yeah. Ween's great, and like I've run into people who have said like they can't listen to Ween because it's not serious, and I'm like, well, it's so weird. Like don't put yourself in that box. I know a lot of people who can't enjoy things that they don't feel are of their preference. And I'm like, that's... I won't say it's weird. I guess it's not a bad thing, but it's like, man, you just kind of... There's no reason to gate yourself out of, like, experiencing this thing. It may not be your favorite thing in the world, but, like, if it's something like a video game, it's like, well, why not? Like, this idea of, like, well, I don't want to waste my time. Like, what the fuck are you... What important shit are you doing in your life? That idea that people have of like, oh, I don't want to waste any time. Probably wasting time every other minute. Like, calm the fuck down. But yeah, I really enjoy like Beat Saber and like music games. And I know a lot of people who can't because they're like, well, I don't like the music that the game has on it. And I'm like, well, what does that have to do with anything? I'm not putting it on a playlist. I'm using it to play a game. I'm just playing a video game. Like that's... If someone didn't like the music of, you know, a video game, I don't think that should stop them from playing the game. Like that's... To me, that's so weird, but... That's how a lot of people are. You know, it has to be to your preference already in order for you to even try it or to enjoy it. Like that's whew, missing out on a lot of stuff. It's honestly a musical legend. I mean, a lot of people like that are like whenever you hear like Dave Chappelle has talked about a lot of comedians are actually musicians and a lot of musicians are usually pretty fucking funny because they're just creative people. And so, like, a lot of those people who are even, like, Weird Al, like, that dude's... The stuff he puts together, like, his ideas, like, they're really smart. Like, not just anybody can do that. Sure, some of his stuff is just, like, fanfare. But some of it just fits so perfectly. Gump is fucking hilarious. It fits so perfect. And it's also not making fun of anyone, you know, that's a good thing you can do, like, in comedy like that. Like, it's just about Forrest Gump. He's not like, I'm fat, it's kind of different. You know, it's a little more fanfare. Still the Too Human OST. As much as the gameplay is awful, the music is straight up fantastic. Word. I don't know what my favorite OST would be. I've been like showing off Persona 5 lately. Pulling it up on Spotify and like driving to that playlist just because it is top notch. The Persona music is just like it's not just video game music. Like it is fantastic just music. Like the way that it's composed, the performance of it. And then what it is basically like narrating the theme of it is the game. You know?
Very heroic, my fine little war.
But I like a lot of OSTs. I love, just like with movie composers, I love the way that somebody can bring the tone of a project, whatever it is, a movie, a video game, whatever. You can encapsulate it or pinpoint it a little bit more with that extra layer of music on top that brings, you know, a little more emotion, fills in some gaps, you know, with could even be lore. You know, the lyrics are just them explaining the mythology.
The vault has been emptied and Lord Beeson has flown to Eamon's Isle.
What? Where are the artifacts?
Out of your hands, out of mine, and in Beeson's. Fear not, the Farlangi shall bring a beauty terrible and sublime into the world. Now!
Oh my god. Now! I have like Persona music stuck in my head right now, but it's fantastic. I was thinking like, what if Persona battle music was playing through this? And I would not be mad in the least. That'd be dope. I'm one of those people that like I'll even tell people like I don't like to listen to other music. Like if I'm playing a game, I really like to listen to that video game music because like I said, I think it paints more of a picture of the game. But I also completely understand when people do, like it makes sense. Like it almost gets you even more hype. No, do the thing. Yeah. 3 hits. That's another one of those things where I'm like, enjoy a game the way you want to enjoy it. Like I'm all for OSTs and like people, you know, listening to how it adds to the game. But at the same time, if you're having more fun playing the game while listening to your own playlist, do that. Amalur's OST is great, and in a weird way, like it's so varied. And like that took me by surprise. There are some places where you walk in and you're like, this is fucking Star Wars music. Like if I was in space right now, I'd feel just as at home. And it's, I guess that grandness of it, that's where the music of this game really adds to the lore and like the theme of the game is like it's big. And the music feels big, it feels grand. And I love that. I know some people would probably listen to the music and say like, well, it just sounds, you know, like generic. And it's like, yeah, but generic in the way that the music is very ambient. It's mood music. Like this, you just came out of the cave and it's like bum, 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 back into the open world, going on your journey. It's like that's dope. When you're, you know, walking through the Feywilds and stuff and it has that fable, fairy tale feel to it. You know, all that helps to set the mood. In this, you know, the world is big and detailed, and I like the level design, especially even of the open world. I think they did a good job of, like, with the constraints, it not feeling empty. Even though it is just, like, open plains. Like that's kind of it. But the music helps to kind of like fill that in at points. And I do like when the music kind of dies out too and you hear this, you hear like music from a building, or it's just quiet and you hear your footsteps, people talking, animals and stuff. It's really immersive. Speaking of Star Wars, looking for copies of all the Star Wars games that released on the OG Xbox. Word. There's a lot of Star Wars games out there.
The Beeson. If it's true he's gone to Eamon's Isle, we must follow immediately. I know a ship's captain here in the city.
There is a Star Wars game for everyone.
Take this, a token from Delfric himself. We should send word of our discoveries to him immediately.
Got an OG Xbox for Christmas? Hell yeah.
As soon as a ship can be chartered, yes. Search for Captain
like
Gondorm on the docks. If he has a ship free, I believe he will take us. You, bring word to ancient Delfric. Now.
Well, we've got a lot of other quests to still do here. This was... Oh, okay, yeah, we can go in here.
Trading's done in the Prairie.
I'm not not gonna lie, I'm getting more and more excited about a Witcher 3 playthrough. Especially because it's the new year. I almost started it today, and I was like, no, not quite yet. I kind of miss Kingdoms of Amalur. But yeah, we got the Witcher 3 on PC. We have, you know, the next gen upgrade. It's just another huge game. I kind of want to finish Amalur before we start Witcher 3. But as I play this game, I'm like, oh. Not that, like, Witcher 3 is just a million times better than this. I would say I like it better, but, you know, it's not like, ugh, gross, why am I even playing this? I could just play Witcher. But it's one of those things where, like, all these elements that they share, it's hyping me for Witcher. Like, oh, I can't wait to do this in Witcher. No controllers. Found an original Duke controller through a company called DK Oldies. Oh, okay. I have a friend that, like, he has ginormous Yeti hands. Is, I guess, only way I can say. Like, his hands are just huge. They're phenomenally large. And so finding a good controller has always been hard for him. He's always like PlayStation controllers because they're a little more wide. You know, they're from left to right on, like, you know, the horizontal plane. They're a little wider. So his fingers aren't like overlapping each other. And the Duke was kind of his favorite controller because it was a goddamn steering wheel. It's the biggest controller in existence. And so, like, yeah, he's always missed those. PlayStation controllers, so like I'm holding an Xbox controller right now, but I have like my PS5 controller right here next to it. And it's, yeah, like the button mapping and the layout is tinier. So things seem to be a little bit closer together. So like, you know, your analog sticks are further apart on an Xbox because the D-pad and the analog stick on the left are swapped. Whereas on PlayStation, they're right next to each other kind of thing. But whenever you're holding the controller, the distance from your left palm to your right palm is stretched out because the controller's just wider. You know, it does feel smaller in my hands than an Xbox controller because of like the actual button layout and the girth, I guess, of the controller. But the literal distance between the left side and the right side of the controller is just a little wider. But that's like, again, with someone who just has big hands, the wideness isn't, it's better for them, but it's not quite enough. Like he needs that thickness of the Duke too. Yeah, your thumbs touch. Right. And so it's an interesting thing because for someone who does like a bigger controller, sometimes he actually likes the Xbox controller more for that reason, because he's using that button layout. And though the PlayStation may literally put his hands at a further distance from each other, the button layout puts his thumbs too close. You know, so it's that kind of thing. It would be cool if we had more like interchangeable elements of controllers. If they were more, there's a word for it and I can't think of it right now. But you know, like Lego blocks, basically. You could click things together, and like if you wanted to have an N64 looking controller, you know, for your Xbox, you can do that. You know, that would be dope. Modular? I wish controllers were more modular. I think that's the word. Modified, you know, easily modified. And I don't think that would be a hard thing to do nowadays. You could have all the wiring and connections in the controller and just have it connect with like sliding mechanisms and magnets. And once they connect, like that opens the circuits. It's not really rocket science. Did I open everything down here? Nope. Not even close. Coffee. We found the ledger. I think we got it. I think that's the one. Is that the one? We're still gonna open everything. This is my price for getting what he wanted, is to loot the rest of the storeroom. Give me that. Oh, my bad. Oh, that's my bad. Blowing up all your boxes. Damn it. Damn it. Fudging lockpicks. Damn it. Damn it. There we go. Hold on one second. No, I want that. Okay, you can go. Yeah, we're starting to get the next tier of stuff. Oh, yeah. Oh, we didn't like that. Yeah. Break that down. Aren't these the ones? Oh, yeah, that's what we have equipped. Didn't we just make that? This is something new that she just gave us, but it sucks. Get rid of that. We can get rid of that. Bless you. Gotta destroy junk to get junk. Okay, that's the way out. Now have we opened? I think we've opened everything. All right, clear. It's all clear. Just breaking all these boxes. Look at all this shit.
So many new faces.
Oh, that's my bad.
Good day, friend.
Person came over and was like, "What are you doing? Why are you breaking all those boxes?" No reason. Blacksmith place is right here. We might as well salvage. We have so many materials. It's fine though. We don't have a stash here.
Do not miss Leogriff's many marvels.
All right, guy.
Any luck? The ledger! Oh, Lunala's smile, you've done me a good turn. Master Gwalchmail will be pleased as a fat
Gwalchmail.
joker when I bring him this, he will.
Is that it? We done? We good? Oh, his name is Gwalchmay, but he was using the contraction for will. So Gwalchmail. Okay. I was like, that's a weird fucking name.
Students of magic, masters of spells.
Gwalchmail.
Well, Topsider, what's on the tide?
Hey, guy.
Welcome to the Wending, mate. I'm sorry it's come to that, but here we are, eh?
This is for you.
What's this, eh? Time to serve?
This guy's
Well,
Canadian.
I always knew it might come. Not sure what they want with a poor Runia Westerner like me, but I'll go. I'll go.
Aw. I just drafted a guy? Aw. We're delivering notices of duty? Shit. Sorry, guy. Oh, he just sat back down. He's like, yeah, I'm going. Next week, boom.
Careful, it's slippery.
Excuse me?
Gamble?
What's going on in these lower tunnels? It says we've got a quest down here. Oh. Okay. This is a weird spot. Vendor?
Hello, Topsider.
Well, a Topsider. Need something Gwalchmay's knock off?
Gwalchmay? What do you got in here? I'm just looking. No harm. Okay, we're allowed to take that. Ooh. Monies. Okay, that was it there. Actually, we should look around to see if there's any treasure chests. Because those don't pop up on the map for us. There we are.
The magic wielder.
Deeper into the tunnels. Oh. Well, that kind of sucks. Wait, what are we wearing? Oh, that's right. We have robes on. Yeah, we're going to keep that. Robes take up your chest and leg slot. But when you have an extra 40% armor in general, kind of don't need both those slots. Uh-oh. Spider sack, huh? Ow, there was a fucking air trap. What? Okay, I guess that makes sense. We can't be staggered. We can still be... Oh, great. Yeah, just throw that off to the side there. We can still be webbed. So much damage, so much damage, so much damage, so Oh my damage. What does this person want? Oh, we have to give him a notice. Okay. We have to tell that guy he was drafted. It's terrible. I do need to check out mods for this game, like we were saying. I don't think there's anything like mechanic wise that we want to change, you know, like no equipment weight or nothing, but there could be some like graphics stuff, which I'm not against. Some texture mods. Even some environment stuff to just like you know, make the world a little more lush, if you will. Shoot the lightning, sir. Thank you. Yeah, we've already got our fate meter all the way up again. Like, I should be using that thing every 2 seconds. I guess... No, rats don't have... Oh, yeah, don't do it. They don't have a destiny. Rats have no future, apparently. I don't know. Nothing they do has an effect on the world. Some enemies are just like that. Son of a bear trap. Okay, let's just go straight through. Let's maybe save. Oh, I can't. Is it because I was attacking? Okay, yeah. Because these people don't look super nice. Hello.
So Raph is dead too, then? Oh, Lunala. Will the sparrows be murdered one by one? It began when Faro went missing. Then we found Syl's corpse in the alley. Then Shiren's. Now Raph.
Oh my god.
We are helpless. We know nothing. Can do nothing.
Raph said you were betrayed.
Betrayed? We have traded more than rags with some, up above and here below. But who among them would hunt us down and murder us? This is too much for us. I beg you, go to the City Watch. See if there is anything they know, anything they can do to help us.
Go to the cops. But Raph said to tell no one. 95% chance, you motherfuckers.
And you think even the Watch cannot be trusted? That is nearly unthinkable. Yet still. Go there then, and see what you can learn first by looking around. The Watch knows much and records what it knows. But if all else fails, speak to Captain Talabor.
Where is
Above
the City
tunnels,
Watch?
Just beyond the Wending.
Oh, okay.
You will see guards flanking the door.
You'd have just thrown the game out if that failed. I mean, that's what we talk about with those XCOM percentages. If you've ever played XCOM, XCOM 2, it's like, you've got a 98% chance to hit. And then you just drastic miss, and it's like, oh my god. Fuck you, game. It's literally impossible. Ooh, 10% damage with staves and scepters, and then a 10% chance to crit with magic. Damn. Yeah, this would be really good if we weren't wearing what we were wearing. I bet it looks cool, though. I'm going to put it on just to see what it looks like. Oh. Oh, it looks so much better than what we're wearing. But look at our armor. 639. Boom, 976. Oh yeah, Fallout VATS, yeah. You have a 98% chance to hit. Your dude shoots like 6 times too, and they all miss. Right, okay. 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 Gotta love it. Okay, let's see what's going on over here. Where does that lead to? into the tavern. What's going on back here? Okay. Okay. Oh, son of a butts. Our stuff is too good. Wait. Oh, Dreadscale is finesse. Shit. I've been holding on to Dreadscale stuff because I'm stupid. You gotta break junk to pick up junk. Whoa! Where'd you come from? Get wrecked, friend. Where'd all this stuff come? Did she just... Oh yeah, treasure sack. Okay. We don't do long swords, so you can go. Technically not doing staffs. Staves. Got it. Oh. There's more shit around. Hold on. That doesn't open. Come on. Everything in this game is fucking locked. It's fine. I mean, you get experience for opening and you always have lockpicks, but everything. Die. Got a 99% chance on XCOM and missed every shot. Got pissed and quit because it was final enemy on the map. Down to one character too. Yeah. Yeah. It really does feel like sometimes like that game takes into account like you need this to hit. Like, in order to survive, this has to hit. And the game's like good and then it fucks you.
I wake up yesterday morning with the worst headache, no shirt, and a note that I'm fighting a duel.
Oh my god.
Me? Fighting a duel? I don't know how I got into it, but it's all rot unless I can find a second.
A second?
You can't fight a duel without one. Now, you might be thinking, a popular fellow like Waylon, what trouble could he have finding a second? Well, turns out my
it's the same with Wasteland, right? All those XCOM-y games. The crazy thing to me though, like, as much as those things make me upset, like it can happen because the percentage is there. It's not 100%, so there's that little chance, you know, even though it seems like it happens all the time. But the thing that drives me crazy is a game like this, where you throw a magic spell out and sometimes it looks like your dude just missed. Like you are using the auto lock-on system, you throw a spell, and you just whiff. But there's nothing in this game that says that can happen. You know? It's like, well, I'm auto locked on. Sometimes enemies will move out of the way and that feels okay. You're like, oh, okay, obviously I missed. But sometimes your guy just throws the spell to the left, you know, or to the right, just not at the enemy. And I wish there was just something that would say, like, maybe you have to increase your magic chance to hit. You know, just throw that in there. And then I actually will be less frustrated. I'm less frustrated if I miss a 99% chance to hit than if I miss and nothing tells me that I can miss. You know, that blows my mind. I'll be your second.
Thank Lupoku.
But yeah, don't get me wrong, that is frustrating. It's almost it sets you up for a false sense of success. Because you're like, oh, 95%. How could I miss? Well, 5% chance you can.
She'll know what you mean. Then go to the officers' hall in the burn, and on the sly, Put some on Dalton's sword point when you inspect it.
Oh my god.
Now, time for my part in this business.
Okay.
Relax.
You're not from the Scholia Arcana, are you? If they don't want my company, I certainly don't want theirs. If you're not one of them, well, you're welcome to join me. I'm enjoying the ale and cheer and no bloody spells or mysteries.
This is for you. You're going to war.
It was only a matter of time before the army found me out. Just my luck. This calls for another drink. I'll have to pack my things. Allison. How do I tell my sister?
Allison.
Where will she live? How will she live?
Damn.
Rove, another ale.
Damn.
Make that two.
You quit playing DCU online because they made your hitbox massive and the enemy's hitbox super small. I would be running up a building halfway up, get hit and fall all the way back down. That game had so much, and I mean, for when it came out, it was still pretty good for like what it was doing, but it had so much potential and just like, could you imagine if that game had as much love as something like World of Warcraft?
You must be here about the notice. How do I know?
And I mean, it was SOE, like it's Sony Online Entertainment. It's not like they didn't have the money.
Must be because I reek of desperation.
I got real deep. I was doing like, you know, big guild raids in that in DCU Online, and then the PlayStation blackout happened. That like, what was it, like 3 to 6 months of like PlayStation Online was just down. That's when I stopped playing. But you're not wrong. Like that game was one of the first that felt really good as like an action MMO. But the worst part about it was that all the action parts of it didn't really super matter. Like it still played like a server side tab target game. Like your hitbox, like you were saying, was just a giant square. Like it had nothing to do with your character model.
Well, once you hear the details, I'm sure you will lose interest. Everyone else does. We of the Alpha Merchant Navy wish to hire a representative to track and kill the notorious pirate Dead Kell and his crew of murderous hanged men.
Oh. Okay, even though I think this was an added on part, where because it says level 10 plus and you get that quest super early, I think this is a tiny add-on part. So maybe we'll just say yes. I don't think it throws me straight into it.
I must admit I did not anticipate this
I hope not.
development. Here is your payment. It is made in good faith. Once you've made your preparations, report to Captain Rast Bratigan in the Keys. She will be your escort. Rast is a good and loyal companion and a competent sailor, despite what they say. May Lyria protect you, and may her breath ever be at your back. Good luck.
Okay. That might be sending us off into the sea, so I'm going to do everything else here first. Yeah, the online was dead because a single guy was trying to prove that the online servers was easy to hack and take offline for PlayStation. I'm pretty sure they ended up hiring him as their chief security officer for the online protection or some shit. Yeah, I mean, if a company's smart, they will do that. There are a lot of like, I forget, there's actually a term for it. For people who hack, but to help improve companies. Like they will hack a company and they won't tell anybody about it, but then they'll go straight to the company and say like, sometimes they will ask for money. not like holding up, and not like the people who like take files and then like blackmail people, but they will say like, hey, I was able to hack your shit, and you know, for a amount of money I will consult in how to bring your security up. Yeah, no, there's those people who do just blackmailing where they steal like the source code for a company and say, we're just not giving it back unless you give us $100,000, $100 million, whatever. And like those guys are just fucking assholes. But yeah, there's those there have been companies that have gone after and sued those like the good hackers, you know, the I guess white knight hackers who are like, you know, hey, we're doing this to help you, and then they're like, you fucking hacked us, and they just fucking sue them. It's crazy. Oh, white hat hacking. Okay, yeah. No, and I think those people, you know, it's hard to just hire those people. You know, that's of just finding them without them doing that job already. You know, to hire someone to stop hackers like that, but that's all that, like, they're not a hacker. They have just gone to school, gotten the education, and they are qualified. But it's like, well, then how does that person know how someone would hack in? You know, they don't have to in any way. They're setting up the defenses, but they're not the opposition. And so it's really good. Like I said, a company should take that as a good thing, as an advantage. When the opposition, a hacker, comes in and says, hey, this is how I beat your system. Do you want help to upgrade it? You know, you should just say yes. There's no reason to go after that person.
Is yours to plot, my friends. Were it not war-sworn asking, I wouldn't sail such treacherous northern waters or set foot on an island so long forsaken. But for you, I'll go. I'll go.
Okay. Well, I don't want to do that yet. That's going to take us to the other side, right? What? Maybe not. Which one of these is Emon Island? That's Mithros, yeah. The Phalanx. It's not this, right? No. That's Minshir. Minsinshir. Alabastra. That's the Teeth. That's the DLC down there. Got to get the DLC. That's what we were saying earlier, though, is a good thing of, like, if you don't have the DLC, it doesn't seem like it's something that expands on the main story. It seems like it expands on the overall world, so you can beat the main game and then go back and do the DLCs. From what I've heard, you know, I would say you can always Google and look up like other people's suggestions and stuff, but that's, I would say, the majority of what I heard is like, if you already have the DLCs, people recommend beating the main game and then doing them, and if you don't have them, they're like, oh, there's no super rush, like you're not really missing anything in the main game. But that's why I don't want to like intertwine them too much. Yeah, we need to do this. Actually. Oh yeah, they're all in here. It doesn't force you to buy the DLC to continue the story. That's what I liked about the Dragon Age games too, because the DLC could be done after the whole story. Right. And that's, you know, like, I'm not against, you know, a DLC or expansion that expands on the actual story that you're playing. Like, I guess that's not terrible, but it sucks when you don't get a full story, you know? So I'm way more for a DLC or expansion that expands on the world, that takes your character after their main journey. Yeah, I just think that I don't know, it's everybody feels better with that. If you try to sell someone a story in 2 parts, yeah, it always just, it rubs a little the wrong, like, why is this not just one project? You know? Getting sick of having to buy an entirely new add-on for Destiny because it just gets super expensive. True. And I have to give Destiny the same argument that I've given to WoW, even though I didn't buy the expansion of WoW, because it's more expensive now. It is now a $50 expansion instead of a $40 expansion. And don't get me wrong, there's more that goes into the expansions as far as like new content and like cinematics, stuff like that, that like it costs a shit ton of money to like not just come up with a new story that reuses assets, but to literally have to build another game inside your game. Like, so I can get that with things like WoW, but Destiny, it just, they don't they don't add that much. I've gone back a lot of times for Destiny's expansions because I do enjoy the story and like the new ideas, the new lore. But as far as actual new content, I just can't, like, it's so hard to say it's worth that, you know? Because a lot of times you are just buying, like, you're getting an expansion of the story, but what are you really buying? Like a season pass and, like, you know, a battle pass and, you know, these currencies so that you can get the cosmetics that you want. And it's like, what? Should that be charged more for? Or is that something that, like, you know, like we see in a lot of modern day games, that's not premium content. You know, that's something you add on and you give to people for just playing your game. Like, you put this amount of time in, here you go. But, like, premium content is, in my eyes, new content. You know, again, why I give Blizzard World of Warcraft that argument is because when an expansion comes out, it's a fucking expansion, you know? For better or worse, you know, the community gets shook up because things are different. New expansion coming next month is just going to feel the same as the other expansions. Go to a place, kill enemies, unlock new missions. Is this the... I think if this is the one that I'm thinking about, this might be the only one that or the first one that does feel significantly different. Or, I mean, maybe not significantly, but different, you know, or new. Because they're giving new abilities, you know, things like that. The environment is actually different looking, which is good. You know, even though it is a weird, they're kind of taking a different look of, it's not, you know, a new planet and, you know, a new universe with new enemies kind of thing. It's kind of like a different theme. Like, now it's cyberpunk synthwave. And so that'll be interesting of like what that brings to the game, or if it's just more colors, you know, is what it brings. But I don't know. I'm iffy always on buying Destiny expansions now. There's just nothing new, you know, to that, new mechanics. I always hoped they would have really doubled down on swords and melee weapons and said like, all right, we're going to allow you to just like go hard in melee. You can make a melee class. And like, no, you still can't. Just sword is just a rocket launcher. You know, it's just a strong, heavy weapon. And it's like, gross. Like, why? This current season is actually good for once. Rasputin is back. Well, that's the thing for me is like, with the seasonal changes, things like, it's like with PoE. You know, if you like PoE and you like Destiny, you'll play it. And with the seasonal changes, it's more like, what's your preference? And are you going to play this season or not? Whereas I want something that really shakes it up. Like, change the game up. Not like a seasonal, you know, kind of thing. Like, give us a new class. Give us a new mechanic, you know. Add not just a new game mode, but something else to do in the single player realm, or even just in the open world. You know, throw in some fucking base building. I don't know, like something that just makes the game different. Because to me, like the core foundation has just stayed the same. And I can even say, like, as a long time like World of Warcraft player, like, that shit's changed up. They've changed a lot of shit. And like I said, for better or worse, like, that's something that people don't like, is that it doesn't feel like classic WoW. And I'm like, thank fucking God, dude. It's been 13 years. Like, I don't want to play the same game for a decade. Path of Exile is one of those games that it's kind of like Lost Ark. It's going to feel bland until you basically beat the game. Like, it's not... That game hasn't been about the base story game for 8+ years. It is about in-game. It's, you have to get through the entire game. And a lot of people who still play it now, the reason they can just jump back in and you know, start from the beginning and go through a season is because they've done all that base shit before. and they know that like you're supposed to pull up a class that like you can play into, like a walkthrough that tells you how to build, what you're shooting for. And once you get that class like fully kitted out and you get to the actual starting point, that's where the fun starts. But it's one of those games, which I would say Destiny's kind of that way. If you start Destiny now for the first time, it's very daunting, and you'll beat the game and be like, wow, that was fun. But then the rest of the community will tell you, like, you did 1% of what the game actually is. If you base the game off playing the single player campaign experience, that's not the game. That's the tutorial with like lore. It's not the game. I do enjoy Diablo style games. I'm going to be getting Diablo 4 because I've been waiting for it to be for a super long time. Same here. I rather Diablo because it's more of a story experience than like Path of Exile. Path of Exile is a continue to play this seasonal experience like Destiny. Diablo 4 will probably have some in-game and like continual lore and like RNG generated dungeons, stuff like that, so that you can keep playing. But the foundation of the game is going to be that story, you know, because that's what Blizzard does. And that's what I like. You know, I like to beat a game and walk away. Like I said, I play video games like books. I want to open it, have a beginning, and hopefully have an ending at some point. I don't want to just keep going like, you know, WoW Classic players who are like, it's been a decade, but this is all I do. You know, that's crazy to me. The Dead by Daylight players who have, you know, 5,000 plus hours. I'm like, whoa, I get you like the game, but that's what keeps like developers from changing their game, because it's what their community wants. You know, they want the same thing over and over and over and over and over.
Well, it's hard to say. The healers are no use. You could go to her yourself and ask. No harm in that. You'll find my lady.
Why is Elder Scrolls taking so long? Like, why don't we already have another Elder Scrolls game? Because people bought Skyrim 7 times. Why would you release another game and not make that money?
Here, in House Anwan. She spends most of her time by poor young Malian's sickbed. Do help my lady if you can.
Don't get me wrong, I have 300 plus hours in DBD, and like I feel DBD has that cool change that happens of when you first start playing the game. It's a horror game, and it feels like a horror game. And then you play a little bit longer, and it becomes a football game where you're strategizing. You're no longer scared. You're playing the game, and that's cool. Like the how you play will change at that point. But then that's it. Like, there's nothing else after that. And that's fine. Like, I'm not saying there's anything, you know, necessarily wrong with that.
Are you some sort of
But the community has to understand that that's going to dictate how the developers develop the game.
Have my parents
You
seen
don't
this?
want anything different. They're not going to give you anything different.
Yes, and yes.
There was a mobile game that's like a DVD. Shit, what is it called?
But what can they do? Buy me out
Identity
of it?
V,
No, not
I think is what it's called.
Thank you, stranger.
And I loved
Thank
that
you.
game. I thought it was the better DVD. The animation style, or like the art style, was like Coraline. I thought that was pretty dope. But they had different game modes. Shit, they had your own like Animal Crossing hub. You built your own little house hub. But then they had different game modes. So they had 8 survivors and 2 killer game modes. And I was like, that's fucking amazing. Like, that changes things up so much. And I just don't understand why the DBD devs just don't. Well, I do understand why they don't want to change anything. They're just like Fortnite. You know, they're just like Epic, where it's like, well, licensing is how we make money. There's no point in changing the game. Our community doesn't want a different game. They want different players in the game. And it's like, okay, I mean, I can get that. I can't knock you for doing what your community is asking for. But damn, is it just the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over. don't like the game, but I won't knock the people who play it, because if you enjoy it, so be it. Yeah, just don't try to get me to play it. I don't do PvP anymore. PvP for me is a weird thing. You know, it just has to be, I can't say it's got to be technically like a certain way, like, or I like battle royales or don't like battle royales. Now it really is just, I gotta play it. I gotta play it to find out, you know, what the community is like, how the PvP is balanced, how the MMR rank system is done, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't feel good, then I won't do it, you know. But it's kind of that point now to me where I was out of PvP for a while, and then I started playing like certain games with certain people, and I was like, okay, like I see how this can be fun. You know, how the PvP system is set up to not antagonize the other team, but to really foster like teamwork. It's not like how it used to be. Everyone was playing just to have fun and interesting time. Now it's just you're either good at the game or you're gonna get cussed out for dragging the team behind and get constant threats. Well, like I said, it depends. You know, that's not a new thing. Like the beginning, we talked about that the other day while we were streaming, of like crossplay has kind of made that more prevalent just because everyone's playing with everyone else. And it used to be, you know, PC were the hardcore players and you would get more casual on console, and now it's just everyone's playing with everyone, and so you see that a lot more. Everyone will encounter it more. But it is just, we more so have to control our own matchmaking. We've gotten so comfortable with it just being, hey, just throw me in. Like, I'm fine with just playing with randoms, when that's not the truth. We are not fine with just playing. I can say that for myself personally. I am not okay with just playing with perfect randoms. Like, that, I can't do that anymore. But that's one of the things that I found out of, like, it doesn't necessarily mean PvP isn't for me, but we're at the point, like, just like what I tell people with music, 90% of what you listen to will be garbage, but you have to look for that 10% that is new and is that something you will like. But because there's so much out there, we can't be as lax as we used to be and say like, oh, I just want to play with people. No, there's too many people out. There's too many different kinds of people. You know, like it's, you have to find your group kind of thing. And that's what we used to do back in the day. We didn't actually used to play everything. Like, there were people, if you think back, you know, when I was playing different PvP games, those communities didn't really cross. Counter-Strike players weren't playing Team Fortress 2. You know, those were different communities. Dota players were not playing, you know, Quake. Now the difference is everyone plays everything. And so it's really what we want. We want bigger player pools, but what it's done is, again, we can't be lax in who we're playing with. We have to know that, oh, this person, this person, this person, this person, and that type of person are all playing this game. I got to find the people that are like me. And they're out there. I guarantee you. Like, because I was the same way. It's interesting that you said like Dota and Smite and even League. Those are, I was the same way for, I would say, the past 5 to 6 years. I walked away from those games because I started playing Dota when it was Warcraft 3 user-created map. And I remember people playing for fun, like you were saying, like, and me and friends would do LAN games and play for fun. And then I remember like Dota and League blowing up and it getting real competitive and people buying coaches. And I was like, oh, okay, these games just aren't for me anymore. But then I started like delving back in because I missed games like League, Smite, Dota, like those exact games. I grew up playing those games and like being on the forefront of them. And so I'm like those are my games. Like, I'm not going to stop playing them because like certain people are playing them in a certain way. And I had to convince friends to dive back in. And I just had to find, you know, the more lax players. You know, and also you kind of have to, pro players learned at a point that you have to play, you have to tailor how you play also. So back in the day, again, everyone was just casual playing more than likely, unless you were on a team. Whereas nowadays you have to, again, take into account that you may be on a casual team, random pickup group team, with someone who thinks they're the best player in the world. And if you don't do what they want you to do, they're going to fucking ruin the game for you. They're going to try and make you lose. And instead of that being a negative experience for you, if you already know that's a possibility, you can deflect it and say, this game, because that person's on my team, is not about winning the game. We're also not in a tournament, so my team doesn't have to win. That is not a necessary. This game, since I'm playing with that asshole, is going to be about me practicing my skills. Because we've talked about this with other people too. In a game like Dota, if you think you're practicing team play, you can't and are not if you're in a random team. Unless you are on a 5-person team that you've put together, you are wrong in thinking that you can practice teamwork. Because what happens when you join another random team? Are you just going to take all those expectations to the next team? If you are, that's your fault. You can't do that. That's a naivety that we have brought from the past. We just can't do that. Well, that's the thing that I'm saying. You can't play as if everyone has a job on a random team. You can only do that if you've put together a team. If you're playing that way on a random pickup group, you've set yourself up for failure. All you can do on a random team is practice your own skills. That's it. Your role. It doesn't matter if anybody's playing their role wrong and your team loses or if they're feeding. Are you there to win? No, you're not in a tournament. What changes if you win or lose? Did your like international ranking in a tournament system go down? No, your MMR went up or down, and that literally means nothing in the game. It means nothing. It's there to jerk you off. That's it. But if you're there to practice your skills, you can do that. That's a thing. Even if your entire team is terrible, you can still be good. And if you're not relying on the game to tell you you're good or your teammates to tell you you're good and you can just practice your own skill, you can still enjoy that game. You can look at your own play and say, your own gameplay and say, oh no, I did well. Yeah, we fucking lost and it's that person's fault and that person was terrible and that person wasn't doing their job. But that shouldn't affect you. You're not there for a team win. You didn't put that team together. Are you responsible for that person's gameplay? Are you backing that person in any way? No. If you're there to play and to make yourself better, that's still possible in a random pickup group. That's what I had to learn. And it's what, again, a lot of pros, when they do practice in random pickup groups, but it's to practice their own skill. If they're practicing teamwork, they got to play their team. They got to play with their team. You can't practice teamwork with someone you're never going to play with again. Or someone who doesn't give a shit about you. That random person, as much as you want to be a teammate and play with them, if they don't want that from you, you can't make them. And you're not going to get better by fighting with them to make them a teammate. The only thing you can improve on is your own skill. And you can still do that on a terrible team. You can come out and lose and your team did fucking terrible. But you can still see that you did well and you improved on something. And what's wrong with that? Do you have to take the win in order to enjoy? And I would say that is a normal thing. For most people, yes. You need to take the win to feel like you did well. And it's like, that shouldn't be a thing. We need to change that in ourselves. Sorry, let me catch up. Well, that's mostly Call of Duty and Battlefield now where people are incredibly toxic. Mute those people. I still play Battlefield and I've touched Call of Duty every now and again from like the new game. I just don't listen. In a lot of games like Overwatch, League, you can mute your entire team. And if that makes you feel bad, that's something you need to get over, you know, and not in a bad way of like, get over it, nerd. Like, no, like they're taking advantage of you in that sense. You care about the team. They don't care about the team because they're insulting you. So why are you giving them that respect that they're not giving you? Just don't listen to them. But then I can't work with my team. Your team doesn't want to work with you. So don't listen to them. Play yourself. Improve your own skill. Because that's just making that person feel better. That's not helping your team. It's just making that person feel better who is upset with the team, and so they are venting. But why do you don't need to listen to that. What does that do for you? Don't. I would implore you. Again, it's one of those things where we do have a lot of power as gamers now, and we need to take it. You know, don't let people bully you out of a game. Utilize the power you've been given. Report the shit out of that person. Fucking mute everyone. But don't let them take your enjoyment. What I mostly do now with friends on a PvP session is privatized sessions where the teams take turns winning a match or do silly stuff together just to have a fun time. But see, like, I have a friend that we play Overwatch 2 together, and we just don't go in expecting to win. We're like, that has nothing to do with my gameplay. Because there's a lot of people in the game, in the gaming community nowadays, who are just happy to be there. They are not trying to improve. They're not trying to win. And they don't give a shit to play, like, as a teammate. They literally just like starting up the game and pushing buttons. And that's okay. That's fine. I would hope that they don't go into like a ranked system game doing that. But they are. They can. And that's their right. And so that's fine. That's one of those points where, again, me as a person, as a gamer, I have to take that into account and say, okay, am I going to enjoy myself or not? Like, am I going to also play and do what I have to do to enjoy? Or am I going to let that person enjoy the game that I want to enjoy and sit myself out because I can't enjoy it with them? Like that, I know it's a weird way to look at it, and it does feel like we're doing a more positive thing by like, well, then I just won't play. But we have to be the leaders, you know, the people who do have that different perspective. We have to be the ones to let people know that our perspective exists. You know, I've been doing that for years with the fighting game community, to be like, look, exactly what you're talking about, of like, you're all going real dick hard on the meta and not just having fun playing the game. And I'm not saying that that's wrong. I'm saying know that I exist in that pool. You don't have to go so dick hard on me. You know, and again, like, just, I'm saying that also for the person on the reverse side in something like Overwatch 2. I don't have to go as dick hard on them if I see that they don't know how to play the game. You know? I can just enjoy in my own way. Getting the group together, though, now is hard because everyone got a job. Right. That's what I like. I used to be the kind of person, too, where it was like, I have to play with an entire team if I'm going to do this. But then I just, you know, I challenged my own perspective, like I said, to say, am I trying to enjoy this wrong? Do I have to be on a team? What am I actually enjoying? Is it winning? Is it working as a team? Because don't get me wrong, on a team, I am that person. I'm the person that is, I know I'm not the best shot. I'm not the best player, but I am really good at map awareness. I'm good at communication, and I can link a team together. I can ask a question for someone else and get the answer so that other people can use it. So I love working on a team. That to me is the epitome of gaming and PvP, is when you sync like that. But if I don't have that, can I still enjoy the game? And it was like, I don't know. Let me figure it out. What am I? Well, okay. What am I going to enjoy if it's not being on a team like that? Well, improving your own skill. Okay, I guess I could do that. And then I went to work, like, trying to figure that out. How do I enjoy improving my own skill on a team that sucks? And then it just happened like one day. Like I can do that now. I take that into account. I can look at my team doing terrible and say, okay, like it's me practice time. And that switch just kind of happens. Or I can get on a random team, you know, and every now and again it does happen where the random team is like, let's work together. And I'm like, oh, you know, and I can play the way I want to play. But it really is like I think the more positive thing that we can do for ourselves is we can always point out like, yeah, this person playing this way is hurting my enjoyment. But the better thing for your own enjoyment is, well, how can you still have fun? You know, is it an impossibility with this other person or these assholes playing that you can't enjoy? Or have the devs added in tools to where maybe you can? You know, and it's sometimes we just got to dig deep in there, you know, join a Discord server and be like, hey, looking for a team of people that are looking to play together, like put yourself out there. And then you might be pleasantly surprised. Like you'll get people immediately. You even see that on Steam communities. People will say, hey, this is a dead game. This is stupid. This is a dead game. But then you see people who are also in the community saying, hey, I'm looking for someone to play with. And then 15 people reply to them like, please add me as your friend. I want to play with people. But it's just they can't find each other in random matchmaking. You got to go out there and look.
There's only one place that I know of, the Acathan wetlands. You must search for it there. You will know Lepidus by the shape of its blue.
And the only
flower.
reason I'm not saying any of this of like, you're playing games wrong. I'm saying this of like, it sucks to hear when people want to enjoy a game, especially something like a video game, and they can't because, you know, how the player base plays that game. Like, that hurts my soul. And it's because I've also been there. Like, I know that feeling. And so it's like, man, I love to relay the information, like what I had to do for my own personal enjoyment to still, you know, enjoy this hobby, this thing that we call video games. But, friends and friendos, I'm going to save there. I've got some stuff to do today. I did want to, you know, just get back into, you know, the habit of streaming because it's been like 2 or 3 days and, you know, it's the holiday time. We're hanging out with people. Everybody's busy. So, you know, I took some days off. So I wanted to come back this morning and, you know, get back into the habit, like we said. But we are going to stop here for today. It is a little bit of a shorter stream. Tomorrow, we should get back into the normal, I guess I'm just going to say habit again, schedule, string of things of playing, you know, at our normal stream time, 9 a.m. my time, mountain time, for 6 to 8 hours, you know. And then also keep an eye out for the evening streams, 7 p.m. my time, which would be 6 p.m. Pacific, for other stuff kind of interweaved. We're playing 2 games right now. We have Kingdoms of Amalur, which we're, oh my god, I want to say halfway through, but with the DLCs, I don't know. We're also playing Uncharted, which we're about a third of the way through. We're gonna, you know, finish that more than likely before Amalur. And then we have Witcher 3 on the docket, you know, just waiting for whenever we finish another game, we'll interweave that in because I need some variety. But like I said, thanks for hanging out. Super appreciate it. Thanks for the conversation, Mill. I think that's a great conversation to, you know, talk about in our modern day times of like matchmaking, PvP, enjoying games with other people. And if we have to, how to do that. I think that's a, you know, great thing to relay perspective on. So I appreciate that. Appreciate any of the other lurkers, all the follows, subs, donations, all the things. Thank you so much. I'm going to get out of here, though. Hope you guys have a great morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. And I hope to see you back here either tonight or tomorrow for more video games. I'm going to... Wait, does this go to the main menu? Yes. I did save right. Yeah. I want to put some music on here for you guys, you know, so main menu. Anyways, have a good one. See you later.